Hey, this is John with FixYourDirtBike.com, and this is a step-by-step walkthrough for cleaning and inspecting the carburetor on your 1997 to 2000 Honda CR250. 1997 to 2000 models used Keihin carburetors until 2001 when Honda switched to Mikuni. There are a few differences between the Keihin PJ28L found on the 97 and 98 models and the Keihin PWK00 found on the 99 and 2000 models. The main difference is the 1997 to 1998 model year offered an optional power jet for tunability purposes. The carburetor in this video is equipped with a power jet and electronically powered solenoid. If your carb is not equipped with the power jet, everything else in this video still applies. This is a very quick video intended to give you a general overview of how to service your carburetor. Before you do anything on your bike, go to FixYourDirtBike.com for the detailed instructions, tool list, and parts list. Turn the fuel off, disconnect the solenoid, disconnect the fuel line, and loosen the boot clamps. Rotate the carburetor and loosen the cap. Remove the cap and throttle valve. Remove the carburetor from the bike. To disconnect the throttle cable from the valve, pull the spring up to the cap and grip the cable with a pair of pliers. Push the cable in and over to release it from the holder. Remove the bowl plug and O-ring. Disconnect the drain and vent hoses. Loosen the bowl screws and separate the bowl from the carburetor body. Remove the power jet solenoid. Remove the float pin and carefully remove the float assembly. Remove the main jet and slow jet. They are made of brass, so if they're stuck, be very careful loosening them. Carefully remove the O-ring from the bowl. This O-ring is no longer in production, so take special care not to damage it. Loosen and remove the Remove the needle by pushing in and turning the throttle cable holder. Inspect the needle and throttle cable holder spring. Remove and inspect the bowl plug O-ring. Before you remove the pilot air screw, turn it in and count the number of turns until it is seated lightly. Record the number of turns for future use. Inspect the bore, thread, and body of all the jets. They are made of brass, so they can be damaged quite easily. Inspect the pilot air screw spring for tension and fit. Reinstall the needle and cable holder into the throttle valve. Inspect the float valve. The tip should be smooth and the spring should operate freely. Check the float valve seat for wear or damage. Check the float pin for straightness. Inspect the floats for obvious signs of damage. Test the floats by submerging them in water. Look for any signs of leaking air bubbles or gas. Inspect the carburetor bowl and carburetor body. Check for unusual wear or any signs of obvious damage. Inspect the bowl O-ring. This O-ring is no longer made, so you will have to reuse it. Hook the float valve clip around the float adjustment tab. Install the float assembly. Install the float pin. To check the float height, position the float so it is touching but not compressing the float valve spring. Measure the distance from the body to the highest point of the floats. If needed, you can adjust the floats by bending the float tab. Install the slow jet and main jet. Tighten each jet until they are snug in the body. Do not over-tighten them, they will break off. Install the pilot air screw and spring. Seat the pilot air screw, then back it out the number of turns recorded earlier. I recommend installing new hex head stainless steel screws for the bowl to replace the original brass Phillips head screws. Install the bowl O-ring. If needed, you can use RVT to fix any breaks. Connect the carburetor bowl to the Install the throttle valve to the carburetor body. Install the carburetor cap, tighten the boot clamps, connect the fuel line, and lastly, connect the power jet solenoid wiring harness. Don't forget to follow this link to fixyourdirtbike.com for detailed instructions and parts list. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.